Hi there, I'm Ether, back again to give you the update after the Trump-Putin meeting. Things are heating up. So today, EU leaders, including Zelensky, meet with Trump in Washington. Wonder if Zelensky will bother to put on a suit this time. Let's dive straight in. Let's recap.
A chance for a private chat, leader to leader.
They met with no issues.
American firepower was being flexed.
So, aside from the bomber flyover, no bombshells dropped.
This meeting amounted to a further shift as Washington tilts towards Moscow without any obvious concessions from Vladimir Putin.
So what's the word on the street about today's meeting and possible outcomes? Lots of hugs, friendly photo ops, and of course some tea and biscuits in the gardens of 10 Downing Street. And yesterday, all day Sunday, he had multiple conversations with EU leaders. It's clear UK, the EU and Ukraine are all very much aligned in their messages, as they have been from the very beginning of the conflict. Although the US has indicated a potential step back from unlimited military support, the EU have doubled down at every opportunity. But what does this all mean?
He had the conversation with Donald Trump after the summit and a call that lasted over an hour, and then he was joined by European leaders. He's welcomed the support, but he's also made Ukraine's position very clear that Ukraine needs to be a part of these conversations. Nothing can be decided without Ukraine there.
Negotiating a peace deal right now likely means Ukraine giving up some of its territory. What do Ukrainians make of that?
Well, yesterday Russia hit Ukraine hard. Zelensky was reported as saying, "This is why reliable security guarantees are required." Let's hear from the man himself.
Mr. Zelensky hailed calls for security guarantees for Ukraine, but said plans lacked details.
It's necessary to cease fire and work quickly on a final deal. We'll talk about it in Washington. Putin does not want to stop the killing, but he must do it. Second, we need real negotiations, which means they can start where the front line is now. And if Russia refuses, then new sanctions must follow. Third, it's important that America agrees to work with Europe to provide security guarantees for Ukraine. And we are very thankful to the United States and to the President for such signal, and therefore for everyone in Europe. This is a significant change, but there are no details how it will work.
Security guarantees and a ceasefire. Okay, got it. But CNN reported the following. Putin is agreeable to security guarantees based on land swap deal. And secondly, Trump is now focused on a peace deal without pursuing a ceasefire. So what can Zelensky do about this?
And so I think what Zelensky will have to do is play up to Trump's ego and say, hey, you can get this Nobel Peace Prize, but we need a fair peace. We can't just have Putin rearm in the next few years. And so those security guarantees are important. Trump has not been really willing to do that until now, at least publicly. And so we may just see a stalemate, because what Putin doesn't want is a trilateral meeting between Zelensky, Putin, and Trump very quickly. He wants to leave that to the end stage of negotiations. And that is not something that that Trump or Zelensky want right now. They want to meet right now, and Putin seems to be the obstacle there.
Okay, so it looks like a stalemate is likely. But let's get a military perspective from my guy, Willie OAM. I suggest you check out his channel as he does in-depth analysis of the Ukraine front lines. Also, if you are enjoying the video and have made it this far, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe.
The realist thing to do would be to negotiate an end to the war, accept that there will be a territorial loss, and try to win back the lost regions. In my opinion, Trump believes that given the cost, the risk, the reality on the battlefield, that what Putin has allegedly floated, a freeze in Zap and Kherson, Russia taking the Donbass, I believe that Trump sees this as a reasonable deal, as well as if Ukraine can then receive trade and economic opportunities and some level of security. I don't see this as a serious offer from Putin, because if he walked away with that, a lot of people would be saying it was a poor offer. I think it is more a proposal that is crafted to sound reasonable to Trump, while Putin knows full well that Europe and Ukraine will reject it outright.
But honestly, this is being downplayed in the media, but it looks bad. No resolution means intensified fighting and one step closer to a wider conflict and all-out world war. So, finally, let's check out Nate's views from Canadian Prepper, just so we have all the viewpoints to consider.
We've now burned that final diplomatic off-ramp. It's now become a bit of a cliff of sorts. He's going to go to Zelensky now, and this is the stupid part. Trump, who has all the cards, has to go to Zelensky and see if he approves of the message. Why? You have all the cards. This is just total facade, and people are falling for it hook, line, and sinker. Time and time again. They're going to shake hands, they're going to do the photo op, and then things are going to escalate thereafter. Now, they actually escalated faster than I thought before the handshake. I mean, I never expected Trump to be doing all this zigzagging. Look, why would you perfectly time the flyover of a stealth bomber that you just tested in Iran against a near peer? Why would you do that if you weren't trying to be provocative, if you weren't trying to intimidate?
To be continued. Till the next time. Over and out.